Hey, thanks for joining us again on Crossing the Line. I'm really excited about what we're talking about because I've seen it change the lives of people. I've seen what happens when we learn and we have tools that help us connect and influence and love and care and lead those around us. And that's what this is all about. We're going through the make a difference, the personality tendencies, the not just the profile. We've already talked about that in a previous episode. This is not just about the tool, it's about giving you practical and applicable tools, things that you can use quickly to connect and lead and care for those around you. So we're going to start. We know there are 4 different personality traits. We've used word pictures to name them. There's the much loved monkey, the leading lion, the confident camel, and the tranquil turtle. And today we're talking about that much loved monkey. Now, it's important to understand each personality. It's really important to understand how to speak each one's language. Why is that important? Well, it's important because you can't influence if you can't speak their language. So it's important to know not only how to do it, but to know who you're speaking to. We call that blinking. Blinking literally means when you're in a conversation with somebody, you're assessing, how is that person speaking to me? What is their body language? What are they saying? How do they use not only the language, but how do they use communication tools? Or do they like to use a lot of words? Or are they just kind of get to the point? Are they introverted? Are they extroverted? All of those things are important as you communicate with someone. Good news is you don't have to get it right. Good news is if you have a good working knowledge of those 4 personality traits, then you can try. If you think, well, that person might be a monkey, you can try using monkey language. If that doesn't work, you can back up and use lion language. If that doesn't work, you can back up and use camel language. So we're going to give you all of this. It's just trial and error. So you don't have to be some type of human science psychologist. No. It's just about understanding the languages so you can try one until it works. And you'll know it works by the way they respond to you. So we're going to give you that. It does take a little practice. It takes the ability to understand yourself and others. And the first thing we have to do as we jump into talking about much loved monkeys, we have to talk about myths. But there are 2 myths. And in looking at ourselves and others, there are 2 myths that we tend to believe. And we've got to debunk those myths. The first myth is we believe that everyone shares the same, and I call it value view. And I don't mean values like core values or what we value in life. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about we tend to believe that everyone kind of communicates the way we communicate. Everyone kind of sees things the way we do, surely. So when I communicate the way that I want from what I want to communicate to them, well, surely they get that. Surely they know what I mean. Surely, no, they really don't. That's a myth. Everyone communicates differently. They have different value views when it comes to communicating, how they communicate, what they communicate, how long they communicate. So we'll talk about kind of what that looks like. The second myth is, though, we believe that everybody views us the same way we view ourselves. How silly is that? But we do. We default to, look, this is the way I see myself. Surely everybody sees me the same way. Surely everybody sees me the way I view myself. And that is totally not true. And we can get that and get our ego out of the way and realize that we probably get on some people's last nerve just because of who we are, right? Just because of our personalities, nothing except that. Their value view is a little different. Therefore, they're going to view what we do in a different way. So it kind of looks like this. If you take that much loved monkey, monkeys are the people-oriented people in your life. Monkeys love to laugh. They love to tell stories. They love communication. They think verbally. They think out loud, to problem solve out loud. They love to be in a crowd. They never met a group they didn't like. They love to be on the go. They love to be right in the middle of the mix, man. They like it. They like the high energy. They love to talk. And if you really want to connect with a monkey, you better have a lot of words and allow them to say a lot of words. So it kind of works like this. When monkeys, if I'm a monkey and I'm leading a team, let's say I call a meeting for 9 o'clock. Well, 9 o'clock meeting, I'm going to come rolling in maybe 9:05. Because to me, 9:05, 9:10, somewhere around 9 is all good. It's all relative. Look, what my thing is as a monkey, I want to make sure that everybody's having a good time in the meeting, that we're talking and that we're laughing and that we share a joke or two. We got to connect before the meeting starts. Meanwhile, there are those in the meeting who have been looking at their watches. They were there on time and they expected me to be on time. They expected me to be there. They expected me to have an agenda. They expected me to be prepared. I'm there. I'm wasting their time because I'm a monkey and I just want to monkey around a little bit. I want to have some fun, right? I want to connect. They're not interested in that. What's the purpose of this meeting and why? And they're looking at their watch. There are others who are totally upset at me because I have wasted now 11 minutes of their time. They have places to go and things to do, and I come in and they're already mad because they don't have time for meetings anyway. They don't know why in the world I called it. Why did I waste their time to get there? So you have one group who they're upset because I'm not following an agenda. I don't have an agenda-driven meeting. I'm already late. I don't have any kind of organization around what I'm doing. Another person is mad because I'm wasting her time because she's got things to do and places to go. And then there's another person over there that he's kind of okay. He's just quiet, but boy, he's really put off by my words and how much I talk and how much energy I'm bringing is really he's just kind of sitting back going, man, that dude is out of control. And he's just shutting down because of all the energy that I'm bringing to the room. And I've just explained to you how the monkey might interact with the camel, who is looking and wondering why I'm not organized, with the lion, who's mad because I'm wasting her time. She's been here and she's got things to do. And the turtle, who is an introvert, doesn't need all those words. But I don't understand that. I just want to have a good time. I'm a monkey. And these people, can't they understand? Can't they hear me? Can't I communicate to them? And I might get frustrated and say, well, you know what? I'm not going to have anything to do with them. They don't get it. They don't understand. They don't know how important connecting is. They don't know how important it is to have fun and to bring fun to the culture. And so therefore, I'm just going to get with other monkeys and I'm just going to hang out with them because we all love to laugh and we all love it. And what I'm doing when I say that is I'm just losing the right to lead 3/4 of the population. 3/4 people who are different than me. I'm losing the right to lead them because I don't understand how to lead them. That's why it's important to understand how to lead others. It's important to understand that they have very different value views than we do. And in doing so, I have to know that not only am I looking at them differently, but they're looking at me differently. What I'm calling connecting and having fun, and let's be laid back about time, guys. It doesn't matter. Let's don't get stressed out. They're looking at that's irresponsible. That's being insensitive because you're wasting time. It's being incompetent because you don't have your structure and your agenda. That's how they are viewing me. So it's important to understand how others view us. It's important to think through how we view others and how we can get to where they are. So if we have much loved monkeys in our life, what do we need to know? You need to know that they bring the fun to life. They do. They love to have a good time. They love to laugh. And that is so important. But they also bring the people skills. They also bring the connectivity. You say, well, what use is that? Why do we need that? Well, let me ask you something. If you're sitting there going, what in the world do we need that for? Why do we need people with people skills? If you were to take the people out of your life, professionally, if you were to take the people out of your work, who is it you're leading? What are you doing? You can't accomplish, you can't execute. Every successful businesswoman, every successful businessman knows the secret to success in business is relationships. And if you can't navigate those relationships, you will never be successful regardless of what you do. So it's important in your personal life. If you say, well, I'm just not a people-oriented person, I can tell you that right now. Yeah, but if your family is, if your loved ones are, if there's those people in your life who need that kind of people-driven engagement, and you choose not to speak their language, you're going to find yourself in a toxic, empty, hollow relationship. So it's really important to understand that monkeys bring great value to us. In a business setting, they know the pulse of the culture. They know how to communicate well. They know how to connect. They know how to incentivize. They know how to motivate many times. We just have to learn how to lead them. We just have to learn how to speak their language. Now, the truth is, it's not all about their strengths, and those are some great strengths that monkeys have, but they also are very easily rejected. Why is that? Because they value words very carefully. Now, you could say, well, they just need to get over it. And I would say to you, no, you need to learn to lead better. You need to learn to speak their language. Now, true much loved monkeys who are listening and watching this, that you need to be careful and get your sensors in. Don't walk around with your feelings on your shoulders. You've got to learn to speak the language of others and not let them constantly offend you, not let them constantly, freak you out with their words. But we've got to understand, if we're leading monkeys, what we say matters to them. How we say it matters to them. And if they tell a joke, let's laugh. Even if you're someone who you really don't get jokes, well, just laugh. Just get to where they are. Try that. Try getting into their quadrant, if you will, and try speaking this language. Now, the truth is, while words are very important, they can be rejected, and there's a reason for that. We'll talk about in a minute. They also are not naturally organized. They don't think. Their brain is not wired to think in organization. That doesn't mean they can't run an organization. Doesn't mean they can't run organizational systems. It means, though, if you have a monkey on your team and you ask that monkey to build you a detail-driven organizational system, they're going to struggle. Has nothing to do with competence. Has everything to do with that's not how they're wired. But if you have a system and you ask them to run that system, some detailed-oriented, competent camel builds that system, they can run it. Oh, yes, that's a competency issue. They can run it. But many, many times we get frustrated because we ask these much-loved monkeys to do something that they're not wired to do. There's a cost. They can do it many times, based, of course, on IQ and experience and skill. They can do it, but there's a cost. And the cost is it just drains them emotionally. They can't sustain it. So they can't sustain those building the organized systems, but they can sustain running them if someone else builds it. There are tons of things that are related that they can do to the system that's not building it itself. So if you live with those much-loved monkeys, if you work with them, remember, they're your people-oriented people. They know people. They understand. They can look and see what's going on. They just have that gift. They can do that. But they are also easily rejected. Watch your words. Be careful. And realize, don't ask them to build the system. Ask them to run it. Certainly, yes. But the real question is, and this is what I want you to think about. If you have these much-loved monkeys in your life, how do you validate them? And validate means influence, incentivize, care for, lead, love. Pick your word. But validate is really important if we're going to influence and lead others. How do you validate monkeys? Hey, look, I want you to remember this. So if you need to jot this down, grab something, grab your phone, do something, grab something and get this down, because this is really important. Monkeys are validated by the approval and affirmation of others. Monkeys are validated by the approval and affirmation of others. And what that means is three things. I call them trigger words. 3 trigger words to help you remember. Look, touch, and words. So monkeys are validated when you approve and affirm them. When you do that by eye-to-eye contact, they know if you're busy, if you're blowing them off. They have way too many people skills to buy into that. They cannot be placated. You can't placate monkeys. But if you look at them with that authentic care, and then appropriate touch, pat on the back, a handshake, a fist bump, whatever it is at home, appropriate hugs, those kind of things, appropriate touch, or that's important to much-loved monkeys. And then your words. Hey, I want you to know I care about you. If monkeys believe that you care about them over the task, they will work, they will follow, they will love. They want to know, do you care enough about me then to trust me with the task, right? Or do you care about me first? So they're going after the A in the classroom, not for the A itself, but for the approval of their parents or the approval of the professor or teacher. That's what really motivates those much-loved monkeys, because they're people-driven. So if you have monkeys in your life and your family, it's about making sure they know that you care about them as a person. And then build the expectation. It's the affirmation before the expectation. One more time. The affirmation before the expectation. Now, it takes a little work. Some of you said, I can't do that. I'm not that soft. I'm not that ooshy gushy. I'm not. No, 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 no. You can do this. You can learn this language. It's just a matter of your choice. Do you want to choose to do this, or do you not want to choose to do this? You have to decide that. Will it be uncomfortable? Yes. Will it be out of your quadrant, out of your comfort zone? 100%. But you've got to choose, am I going to learn to speak the language of much-loved monkeys? With approval, affirmation. I'm going to laugh at the jokes. I'm going to let them think out loud. I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to lead them. I'm going to create a system and ask them to work it. I'm going to help them in their weaknesses. I'm going to leverage their strengths. Boy, when you do that, you're truly making a difference in their lives. Speaking the language of much-loved monkeys, it is incredibly important, and it's incredibly beneficial in your life. So I challenge you. Let's go to school. Let's learn the language of much-loved monkeys. When you start validating them where they are, that's when you're truly going to make a difference. Thanks for being with us on this episode of Crossing the Line.